gorgeous Aquarians, this is Debs and we're here of course for your reading for October 2025. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting others. Now Aquarius, in meditation, Archangel Michael showed me a night sky and he showed me an eclipse. Okay, so all you could see was a ring of light. He then took me to somebody in a jeweler's and this person was saying, okay, it's got to fit exactly, it's got to be perfect. And this jeweler said, well, okay, well, let's resize it to this size. And if it's not quite right, you can always come back. And again, we're looking at a ring, a gold ring. I then saw somebody putting an elastic band over a pot to keep the lid secure. But they thought to themselves, no, if I put it round once, it's going to be too loose. The lid's going to come off. If I put it round twice, it's going to be much tighter. It's going to be much more secure. And again, a rubber band is round. So Aquarius, you may be working on something diligently. You may be trying to close out a cycle. You may be working from the outside in. You may feel, okay, I've done this much and now I'm going to do a bit more and now I'm going to do a bit more. So the circle's getting smaller. You may be wanting to get to the core of something. Aquarius, let's get into this and see what this is, guys. Really interesting. So the deck that I'm using is the Sanctus Concordia. As you know, guys, everything is listed down below. If you want a private reading, my website's there, website link. All the options, the reading options are there, all the prices are there. And I'm still offering 30% off 30-minute love readings through popular request. The link is there to join the channel and all the decks are listed. So Aquarius, with that out the way, I'm hearing let's now get to the core of the issue, the core of what we're dealing with here. Okay. It's as if you've been inching your way into the center of something. Okay, let's tighten it and tighten it a bit more. Okay, let's just keep going, keep going. Yeah, it's a really strange energy. So Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Aquarians? Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. You may be going back over something several times. This could be a draft. I'm seeing somebody crossing out words. No, oh, not quite the right word. Could be taken the wrong way, misconstrued. Yeah, no, let's take that word out. What's the best word? You're being really particular, Aquarius. Really particular. Goodness me. So it must be something incredibly important. Guys, it could even be you getting to the point where you are able to apply for your ideal job, your dream job, and you're putting together an application form and you're wanting it to be completely perfect, right? Yeah. Whatever this is, guys, you could be getting really serious about someone. I mean, you know, are you resizing a ring, an actual ring? Are you writing out a paragraph? It could even be, Aquarius, that you're wanting to propose to somebody, but you're very nervous. So you may be thinking, all right, I need to write down what I'm going to say so I say it right, because it's a really important moment. You could be inching closer to getting a project finished, but this is really, really important. It could be linked to your identity. It could be that hundreds of thousands of people are going to see this. You're wanting to make sure that copyright is correct. You're wanting to make sure that nobody takes anything the wrong way. You want to make sure it's interesting, it's informative. You could be editing a video. Guys, simply that. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Enough chat from me. Judgment. Okay. Wow. Yes. Aquarius. This is a really big deal. This is a really big deal. This is you making a life-changing decision. You may be afraid of being judged by people. if this is going to be seen by a lot of people. You may be deciding to propose to someone, which is life-changing, obviously. You could be simply thinking about a Sagittarian for some reason, Judgment. But this is you about to change direction, is what I'm getting here. This is a life change. Okay. 5 of Swords. Aquarius, you may have backed off from doing something in the past. You may have thought to yourself, yeah, no, it's not the right time. It's not the right time. Yeah, no. You might have sort of inched towards something and then moved back again, right? Whether or not it's getting the timing right to propose. Oh, is the time now? Yeah, no, they're not in a great mood. Okay, yeah, not yet. I'm stuttering, goodness. It may be, Aquarius, this is you thinking about taking on a project, but this was going to be a really huge, important venture, and you might have had too much on your plate before, and you may have dipped your toe in the water and then thought, yeah, no, not ready. In the past, the Chariot. In the past, Aquarius, you raced towards something. The Chariot is fast movement forward. It can be victory and success, but the Chariot trundles at speed down a rocky road. Things are flying off the back end of the Chariot. You know, it's not a smooth transition. It's a little bit mad, right? So you may have raced towards something too fast. Maybe something crashed and burned. After that time, 6 of Wands. Aquarius, you made out as if this was a successful move for you, but you wore a false mask because it actually wasn't. It was too fast. It was too erratic. You may have, in the nicest sense, if anyone asked you, said to that person or group of people, oh yeah, it's going really well. Yeah, it's fantastic. I feel this is going to be really successful. What you were actually thinking about was, I've got to wear a false mask because I moved way too fast too soon. I'm still trying to find my feet, but you didn't want to admit that. Could simply be a little bit of pride, and we've all got pride, right? In your thoughts now, yeah. So, Aquarius, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. 6 of Swords, you're taking things at a snail's pace, Aquarius. Because you learned lessons from the past. You rushed something in the past thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be really successful. And then you had to admit quietly to yourself that it wasn't. It wasn't successful. So you learned a lot of lessons, Aqua, okay? And this is you taking this incredibly slowly at a snail's pace, is what I'm getting. This is you thinking about what happened in the past. It was a bit chaotic. I wanted to win, or I wanted to be successful, or I wanted to be with this person, whatever this was. But Aqua, it didn't work out. You might have had to accept defeat. You're coming now to another serious potential change, because judgment is a choice, a decision. And what you're thinking about is, I need to take things incredibly slowly. I do not want this to crash and burn. I don't. In the immediate future, guys, the King of Pentacles. So Aquarius, as a feminine, you could be thinking about your finances. You may be seeking advice, guidance from an earth sign king. Or if you're a masculine Aquarius, then this is you thinking, all right, this has to be perfect. The timing has to be right. I've got to do this in a grounded manner. No erratic energy, no crazy, okay, let's just go for it, let's wing it. No, Aquarius, you are thinking much more seriously about this. In your fears, Ace of Pentacles, yeah, because Aquarius, this is a huge opportunity. This is a chance for you to grow roots with someone new. This is a chance for you to build a brand new career for some of you. You're taking this incredibly seriously. I'm hearing the words, the first impression is going to count. So whether or not, guys, you are presenting something to the world, and what you're thinking about is this first presentation will be the foundation of what I'm going to be moving forwards with ongoing. So this has to look right. The materials have to be right. Whether or not it's text, photographs, if you're video editing, music has to be right. You may literally be editing a video. And this could be to do with something you're presenting to someone, or it could be you thinking about moving into a different line of work, maybe. Or Aquarius, you have had to face challenges in the past. It might be in terms of love. You know that you have emotion for someone. You know that this is someone you want to put down roots with. But what you're realizing is in the past, it was a little bit haphazard. It was kind of, yeah, I'm just going to jump in and see what happens. You're not doing that anymore, Aquarius, because whatever you hoped for in the past, it disintegrated. It didn't work. In your environment, Page of Wands, they're going to be meeting your enthusiasm with interest and some good news. All right, I'm hearing deathly silence. Archangel Michael usually talks to me in my head. There's just silence. You may be expecting this person to say more, or you may be expecting more reaction after the initial reaction. You may not get that. There may be radio silence. And you may be thinking, okay, is that it? I put all this time and energy and effort into this. Am I just going to get this really small response? You may be a little confused. But it might be, Aquarius, that this person or group of people are still sort of getting used to what you're presenting, or they're still coming to terms with an offer. They're in their head. And you have to allow that rather than putting any pressure on this person, or rather poking people for a deeper reaction, because it's important, Aquarius, that you're very relaxed about this. You're not seeming to be too keen or too nervous. I also feel, Aquarius, that you've got to sit back and be very confident. This could be you presenting something, and you may get a group of people saying to you, oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, really like that. And you're thinking, okay, is that it? Are you going to talk about various parts of this? Are you going to give me more feedback? And there's nothing. And you could be tempted to communicate with this group of people and say, well, okay, well, tell me more, because I want to make sure it's right. I want to make sure that you like this. I want to make sure this is going to be successful. Don't do that, Aquarius, because it puts you in a place where you look as if you don't think you can achieve this. Stand back and give it some time. It may just be a couple of days, because you may be in danger of sitting in fear and jumping in again, talking to this person or group of people to say, oh, well, didn't you like it? You know, are you not that keen on this? What can I change? Maybe I could change something. No, Aquarius, because this is something that you would have taken a lot of time, energy, and effort to create. Or this is an offer that you've painstakingly put together. It's perfect as far as you're concerned. So just leave it be cool about it, step back and give it some time. What you're hoping for is the Death card. Yeah. Aquarius, what you're hoping for is major change and transformation. This is a very important turning point for you. You could be hoping to hear back from a Scorpio for some of you. In the outcome, wow, okay, Aquarius, oh my lord, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. So guys, this is very, very positive, and I'm so happy for you. I'm smiling ear to ear for you. Because this is either you realizing that people just have to get used to this and then they're going to love it. This could be a very unusual product that you're putting into the marketplace, and maybe the reaction initially is, oh yeah, interesting, okay, kind of like that, and you're thinking, is that it? But then Aquarius, a few days later or a few weeks later, there's going to be a wave of excitement, and it's somehow going to lead you to the Ten of Pentacles. Now guys, if this is you proposing, I saw a ring being resized, okay. It may well be Aquarius that your person's a little bit taken aback. They're very excited because they're thinking Page of Wands, this is good news. But you may have wanted more of a reaction. I mean, you know, if you're a guy proposing, you might be hoping that this woman is going to burst into tears and fling her arms around your neck and say, oh my God, Aquarius, I love you, yes, yes, yes. You may not get that. And it may be a shock. They may simply look at you and say, can I think about it? This is wonderful. I do need to think about it. And this is you thinking, oh my God, they want to think about it. Oh, that means they're not sure. Just relax. Because Aquarius, it could well be that 24 hours later, they say, oh, I really want to see you. Can we meet up? And it's then that they're super excited. It's then that they get all affectionate with you and there's tears and they say, oh my God, yes, 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 I was just really shocked. And then you get the reaction. And of course, that's going to lead you to moving into a really serious relationship. I mean, this is you getting engaged, right? Ten of Pentacles. Clarification for you guys, the Magician. You are manifesting something that you've been thinking about for a long time. The Moon. But you've been keeping this under wraps. You haven't wanted anyone to know about this because you've been sat in fear somehow about the reaction. The reaction of a group of people or the reaction of someone that you're proposing to, Aqua, maybe. Whoever is represented by the Page of Wands, again, could be a community of people. Could be, if you run a YouTube channel, your subscribers. This could be somebody that you really want to be with. Clarity is, yeah, the Tower. Aquarius, they're going to be floored, shocked, breathless. What? It could be Aquarius because they know that you've moved totally out of your comfort zone. You haven't just inched the door open, Aquarius, into your life. You flung the door open and said, hey world, this is me. And they can't quite believe it. They're very excited, Page of Wands, very interested, but it's a shock that you've done this. So Aquarius, you may have been living a really quiet, private life, okay? And suddenly you're letting the world into your life, into your home, because you feel that this is the next step. Maybe you're running a business and you're thinking, okay, I need to get on camera. I need to release the fear factor. But because it's such a sharp contrast, you've never even shown your face and suddenly you are, people are a bit taken aback. Oh my gosh, right? Tower. But it doesn't mean that it's a bad tower. It's just something that they didn't expect. If this is someone that you love, Aquarius, and you've been keeping your feelings under wraps, you may be deciding, okay, I know I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. I know I want to propose, but they have absolutely no idea whatsoever that you've planned this. Okay? So you may propose, Aquarius, and all you may get is a look of shock on this person's face. And it may be slightly disappointing, but wait for the reaction. Wait for the proper reaction, because this person may just be a little bit shell-shocked and need 48 hours or something similar, you know? Eight of Swords. Aquarius, this is no bad thing. They're just kind of in their head. They're kind of in their head. Whoever this is representing, this is someone or a group of people that just need to get used to this. They just need to get used to this. This expression of love, this declaration of love, or you opening up your life to the world. They just need to get used to it. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Doesn't mean that they're going to react in a negative way, because the Page of Wands is really good news. They're excited. But you're not going to get the reaction that you're initially hoping for. So just steel yourself and don't be disappointed. Wait, okay? Underneath the deck, Aqua, the High Priestess. Aquarius, the High Priestess is you not saying anything to anyone. Nothing to anyone. You're keeping this, or you have been keeping this, as a complete secret. Okay. Okay. Four of Cups. Yeah. The initial response you're going to be receiving is very minimal. The High Priestess doesn't speak. This could be this person's energy or representing a group of people. And you may be really disappointed. Four of Cups is, oh my God, they don't like it. Or, oh my gosh, they're going to say no. Five of Cups. You may feel a wave of disappointment to begin with, because Aquarius, this is something you've been working on for quite a long time. I mean, this is you putting in an application form you've worked on for weeks and you've heard nothing. And you call the HR department if this is a job, and they say, oh yes, well, we've got a lot of applications in, we'll get back to you. And you're thinking, okay, I didn't wow them. They didn't immediately think I'd be great for the job. I'm just going to have to wait. But don't let it make you feel disheartened, because I'm hearing this is just the start. This is just the start, Aquarius. Okay. So don't worry, guys. All right. Are you ready? Archangel Michael, what is Judgment and the Five of Swords? Aquarius, you may be looking at the past, judging yourself. I sabotaged a situation, right? You may be consciously aware that you did. You're determined that this time around you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that, yeah. You may have moved towards someone or jumped into a project way too quickly. Way too quickly. Yeah. And you were very confused at the result. This is you thinking, I shouldn't have done it that way because I didn't get the response that I wanted. I didn't get the response that I wanted, right? Five of Pentacles, you didn't get the job, or somebody may have turned you down, or it may well be Aquarius if this is a project. It didn't bring in any revenue because previously you may not have worked on securing a proper foundation. You may not have looked closely at what something would take to achieve. You just went for it. You were inspired and you went for it, but it didn't work. You're thinking about this, guys. You're thinking about what happened in the past. Yeah, the reaction was no, or it just didn't work. Just didn't work. You had to go back to the drawing board. In the past, the Chariot, let's have a look at what went wrong. What went wrong in the past? Okay. Aquarius, I feel in the past there was a sense of, I really, 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 really want this. Maybe you were desperate to get out of something else. You were looking for an escape. This is you jumping forward into something without really thinking about what you were doing. Maybe you were, if this is romantic, still connected to somebody else, right? And you tried to pull in a third party and it didn't work. It didn't happen. It didn't work out, Aquarius. Whatever this is, it might have left you juggling money. You could have put a lot of time, energy and effort into something, but what you didn't look at was maybe people's reaction, or maybe it would take another few thousand to actually market this and you hadn't budgeted for that, or whatever this is. It could be Aquarius. If this is romantic, you may not have totally detached from somebody else, maybe even emotionally. And so this wasn't going to pan out. Maybe Aquarius, you jumped towards someone because you wanted to be comforted, you wanted attention, you wanted affection, you wanted passion, but the other person may have recoiled because what they realized was you weren't over an ex. You were still hurting, and you might have taken it out on this new person without even knowing you were doing that. Or it may well be that you were still legally or financially connected to somebody else, and a new person that you were interested in basically backed off. No, Aquarius, wow, you're still connected to somebody? I don't think so. Guys, after that time, you tried to pretend that everything's okay, everything's all right, my pride isn't dented, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to just move forward, everything's okay. But Aquarius, you were wearing a false mask, because whatever this was really dented your confidence. It really hurt you deep down, or you felt as if you'd failed. It was a very difficult time. A very difficult time. Yeah. Four of Pentacles. You may have struggled financially. You may have had to let something go that you put a lot of money into building. You might have thought, yeah, this isn't going to fly. I can't believe it, but I've just got to let it go. It may be Aquarius with the Four of Pentacles. If this is romantic, whoever you were wanting to be with, they held back from you. They didn't want to talk to you again. And this for you was the painful realization. The painful realization, guys. And you had to heal. You wore a false mask. With the Six of Wands, you pretended everything was fine. Yeah, I'm okay. I don't need that person in my life. Or it's okay. That project or venture or new business. I just needed a bit of tinkering. But Aquarius, you were devastated, actually. If the truth were known, you were devastated. You were, Aquarius. You were devastated. And you sort of had to rebuild your confidence with the energy of the Strength card. You had to get your confidence back somehow. Leo energy for some. So, guys, what you're thinking about now is, I have looked at what happened in the past. I know that I sabotaged a situation. It didn't work out. This time, I'm going to take it really, really slowly. I'm going to ground my energies. I'm going to make sure that if this is financial, I'm going to put very little money into this just in case it doesn't work out. Or Aquarius, you may be thinking, if this is romantic, I want to make sure that this person knows that I'm serious. I want to make sure that I'm well organized. I'm going to be moving towards them, having rehearsed what I'm going to say. I'm going to have a ring. I'm going to make sure it's going to fit. All that sort of stuff. You know, Aquarius, you're taking this really seriously, whatever this is. So let's have a look at the Six of Swords. You're inching your way towards this. You're making sure this is perfect, right? Nothing's going to go wrong. So, oh, bless you. Seven of Wands, Aqua, you're a little bit guarded. What you're thinking about is, what if it doesn't go in my favor? What if this person doesn't say yes? What if this group of people hate this? You're just a bit on edge. A bit, yes. Five of Wands. What if I don't get the response that I'm looking for? What if it doesn't work out? Ace of Swords. What if I have to let this go? What if I have to let this go? You're very worried. Because this is you thinking, I would have spent so much time. I would have looked at this from every single angle. I would have made sure that the details were perfect. I would have chosen the right time to present this or to speak to someone. If it's a no, or if I don't get the response that I'm looking for, I have to forget all about this. I cannot look at this again. It's done. So Aquarius, this is a really important time for you. And you're just sitting there feeling a bit nervous. Guys, bless you. In the immediate future, King of Pentacles. The energy that you're sitting in is, I'm grounded, I'm stable, I've thought a lot about this, I've made sure that if it doesn't fly, it's not going to be the end of the world. If this is a project or venture, Aquarius, or a job application, what you're thinking about is, if I don't happen to get this, I'm not going to be on the breadline. I'm going to be okay. So you've built a sort of foundation underneath yourself to give you stability if it doesn't fly. It could be Aquarius if you're sitting in masculine energy and you're wanting to propose to someone, which could be the case. Then this is you thinking, I have a lot to offer. I know I've healed from the past. I'm moving towards this person extremely slowly. I've thought about what I'm going to say. I've thought about having this person in my future, and I definitely want this. This isn't a fly-by-night decision. I've really reflected on this. So, whoever you're communicating with, group of people, it could be one particular person, they're going to be excited initially. I mean, the Page of Wands is good news, but their back is slightly turned to you, and they're looking at you as if they're just a little bit unsure. What is Aquarius up to here? Or does Aquarius really want this? They're a little bit perplexed. If you look at this person's energy, I mean, this represents a group of people or just one person. Their expression is a little bit mystified. Oh, okay. Yes, this is what Aquarius wants, or this is what Aquarius is doing now. Fascinating. They're analyzing this. They want to think about this. They may not give you the initial response that you're looking for. I'm really getting that, and I hope I'm not repeating myself, but that's the energy. What you're fearing, Aquarius, is losing a massive golden opportunity. You're fearing this person's going to say no because you really truly believe that you're in love with them and this is the person for you. They tick all your boxes. Or if this is you presenting a project, a venture, something like that, applying for an amazing job, putting together an incredible video, which could change the way people see you, you're worried because you're really hoping that this would be the start of something brand new. This would be the start of something that you would continue to put work and effort into for the next few years. For some of you, this might be a career change. And so this first piece of work or this first application is crucially important. And if it doesn't go well, Aquarius, you're fearing of losing this opportunity. So, Archangel Michael, when do we have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Wands for my lovely Aquarians? Thank you, Michael. 10th of November. I'm also hearing the 12th of December. I'm seeing somebody go like that with their hands. Or I'm not sure. When should I present this? When should I talk to this person? So 10th of November and or 12th of December, or any time between those two dates. Whoever your person is, they're sitting in a bit of shock and they're in their head. It's as if, oh my gosh, right? Whether or not you're presenting something, whether or not it's a proposal, Aquarius, this person's a little bit flawed, to say the least. But inside, they're quite happy, they're quite excited, or you're inspiring this person or group of people. They don't quite know what to make of it. You're there thinking, okay, this is what I'm doing. What do you think? And this person or group of people are turning their back, looking a little bit surprised. Ooh, okay. Wow. And you're looking at this group of people's response, or you are staring at this person thinking, okay, gosh, what are they going to say? Is it good? Is it not good? I'm not getting much expression on this person's face. Aquarius, bless you. Let's have a look at whoever is sat in the Page of Wands. They just aren't going to give you the feedback that you're wanting initially, Aquarius. They're not. They're not. Temperance. Yeah. You may not get any response at all. They're certainly not going to give you a big response because Temperance is very, very gentle. What is the reaction deep down? What is the reaction deep down? Yes, the world. A big deal. Okay, interesting. We have a ring here, a circle. What this person or group of people are thinking about is, I didn't expect this. This is not the Aquarius that I know. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Let me sit on it for a few hours or a couple of days. Let me just sit on it. This could be something you're presenting on the internet, and you may get a little bit of response, but it's mixed, and you're thinking, oh gosh, okay, I spent hours on this or weeks or months on this, and that's all I get. It may be, Aquarius, what this person is thinking about is this is going to change their life. You proposed, and it is completely unexpected, and they might need 48 hours to mull this over. You may be disappointed. You may feel, oh my gosh, well, if your immediate reaction isn't, oh my gosh, yes, I love you, then you don't love me. No, Aquarius, I think you're dealing with somebody, if this is a proposal, who is just floored that you've done this, and they had no indication that this was coming up. So they weren't prepared emotionally. And you may just need to accept the fact that they might need a couple of days. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, Aquarius. 10 of Wands. They may feel burdened because it means that they have to close out a cycle, maybe a cycle of just casually drifting through life, dating you. It's all lovely, light and fun and chilled, Aquarius. And then boom, you're proposing and they're sort of thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to be leaving my single life behind. I'm going to be moving forward as a wife, right? I've got to be honest, Aquarius, they just don't know how they feel about this. It may be, guys, if this is you presenting something to a group of people and it's on the internet, world can be the World Wide Web, the initial reaction isn't what you hoped for. They may feel burdened because they may want to say, wow, I love it, or we love it, or how fantastic, but they're not saying that because they're still in shock. Because this may even change, Aquarius, how they saw you, your online presence, your online identity, and they're just not sure about it. Initially, there's excitement, but then, ooh, not quite sure. Yes. 9 of Wands. Wow, Aquarius. 9 and 10 of Wands, Tower, 8 of Swords. I mean, whatever this is, they're going to need to get used to the idea, or they're going to need to have some time to change the way they saw you. Yeah, Hermit. You're not going to receive an immediate reaction back. They're going to distance themselves. Or this could be a group of people who may be polite and initially say on the comment section, oh yeah, very interesting, fascinating, yes, congratulations, oh, it's wonderful. But what you may feel is they're being kind, or they are a bit shell-shocked and they don't quite know what to say. They haven't given you their real feedback. because they're still soaking in what you presented. They're not quite sure what they think, you know? What's going through your mind, Aquarius? The Six of Cups. You could be thinking about the past. I hope to goodness I've done this right because it crashed and burned, or another relationship crashed and burned in the past. You might be thinking, Aquarius, that you've been looking for the right person for many, many years and you found a past life soulmate. But you may come to understand that what you're asking them is a very big deal, you know? If this is a project or a venture, you may have been thinking about doing something like this for years, Aquarius. It could even go back to childhood. And so you're very sensitive about this. It's very important for you that this is taken well, that this is successful, that people like this, because your emotions are deeply connected to whatever you're portraying. What's going through your mind, Aqua? The Fool, Aries energy. Yes, I mean, what you're immediately thinking about is, I took a leap of faith and a risk in the past. I was foolish in the past. Am I going to get pushed back again? Or is this going to just die a death again? Am I not going to be successful again? Maybe I was foolish to even try this. But this isn't you being impulsive now, Aquarius, because that Fool card is sitting on the Six of Cups. So this is you thinking, it didn't work in the past, or I moved towards somebody way too fast in the past, and that's why it didn't work. Let's have a look. You're thinking about the past, Aqua. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. This is you thinking, I put a lot of time, energy, and effort into something in the past, but I rushed it. I didn't look at this properly and it didn't work. This is you thinking, I hope it doesn't happen again. I hope the response is good. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've looked at every angle of this. I've thought about this. I've meditated on this. I've gone over and over and over drafts of this, if that's relevant. You're just a bit flat that whoever this is not giving you this elated response. Yeah, the Star. This is you, Aquarius. For some of you, what you may be thinking about is, wow, I really thought that this was going to be successful, that this was going to fly, that I get hundreds of comments, that this person would be super excited and say, oh my gosh, yes, I will be with you, I will marry you, if that's relevant. But what you're understanding is it's not going to work out that way. But don't be disheartened, because the final card, Aquarius, is the Ten of Pentacles, right? But let's have a look at the energy between you two, you and your community, you and whoever you're presenting this to, or Aquarius, maybe someone that you're proposing to. What's the energy? Ten of Cups. Aquarius, if this is a project, a venture, you could be opening up about your private life, right? This is me growing up as a child. This is me having lovely days out with my parents. This is my history. This is my family home. I mean, you could be doing something like that. Or Aquarius, what this person's realizing is you are hoping to build a life with them. And they need some time. So guys, what you're hoping for is major change and transformation. And the final card is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, Aquarius, if this is a project, what you're realizing is the rush, the excitement, the feedback is going to come in, but it's going to take a few weeks. Okay. It may well be, Aquarius, that you get a wonderful response from this person, But you may have to sit feeling nervous for a couple of days with them not communicating with you, because this is a life-changing decision for this person and they did not expect this. So Aquarius, let's have a look. Oh, my heart's in my throat. I don't know why. I'm picking up on your nerves, Aquarius. You're watching this nervous. Oh, but look at that. You've got no need to be nervous. Knight of Cups is this person saying, I love you too. I'm sorry, I just was a bit blown away. I didn't know what to say. I had to think about this. Aquarius, it's all good. And I'm so pleased. Wow. If this is something you're presenting, you're going to get a lot of feedback that's very positive. We love this, or we think this is incredible, or wow, you were so brave to do this, or how wonderful, you know, when are we going to see something more? But it's not going to come in immediately. It's going to be coming in dribs and drabs, but the overall response is very positive. Aquarius, Page of Pentacles. You may be very humble when you next communicate with a group of people. You may be a bit shy. You may say, well, I didn't know how you guys were going to react towards this, but I'm glad. It may be, Aquarius, this is the time that you actually meet this person and you get down on one knee and you actually give them the ring. Because I get a feeling here, Aquarius, that this is you doing the initial, I love you, I want to be with you, I feel as if you're the person I want to marry, but their response may cause you to hold back from actually getting down on one knee, if this is a proposal. Because you may look at their face and think, oh my God, okay, wow, they don't know if they want this. I better keep the ring in my pocket, you know, that sort of thing. So this is when you're going to meet this person again and you're going to propose, if that's relevant. If that's relevant. Page of Cups. Oh, Aquarius, I'm getting a really sort of loved up energy. I mean, this is you two not quite knowing what to say to each other. You could be a bit choked at this time. I mean, you're giving someone a ring and they're saying, I love you, and, you know, you're not quite sure what to do next. It may be, Aquarius, this is you very humble after presenting something to a group of people and you're saying, thank you. Thank you for this lovely response. I didn't know if you guys would like this, or I didn't know if this would be successful, because I didn't hear very much. And this is you very excited, guys. Yes. And there's going to be celebration. 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups, Aquarius. You may be telling various people your future plans. You may be very excited about the next steps going forward. Okay, yep, 8 of Wands. Aqua, this is just a delayed response. It's simply a delayed response. You are going to feel excited about this. This is going to work out. This person is going to say yes. This business is going to fly. You are going to get the job. Whatever your situation, but there's going to be a delayed response, which is going to mean you're sitting on the edge of your seat a little bit, maybe just for a few days, but it's going to work out. It's going to work out, Aquarius. Justice. Yes. I mean, what you're realizing is you got the job, or this could be a brand new career flourishing in front of your eyes, or you and your person are talking about wedding plans. You're seeing things differently, Aqua. What you're realizing is, whatever this is, what you have presented is not only totally unexpected, but it's not what this person or group of people expected from you in particular. Because maybe you've been holding back for the longest time. It's just floored them. It's just floored them. but you are going to be reveling in the success of this a little bit later. Aqua, just a little bit later, guys. Okay? Yeah, Wheel of Destiny. And you're going to be moving into a beautiful, happy, very successful new cycle. Yes, guys. This is a business that's going to take off. You could be shocked at how successful this will turn out to be, but it may start very slowly. Or Aquarius, what you're realizing is this person needed a little bit of time just to get their head around what you've asked of them, what you presented, and they're moving forward with you. I mean, this is the excitement, this is a celebration, but you're going to knock them for 6. So don't be disheartened if the initial reaction isn't exactly what you want, because this is you celebrating a little bit later, okay? All right, guys, I am leaving the reading there. I really hope that this has helped you. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the description box, as always. Take care of you guys, and I will be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon, Aqua. Bye now.